Story 1. I am 35 and I am only just now figuring it out. There is no timeline and you will figure yourself out eventually. Story 2. What helped me the most was realizing that being at peace is what made me happiest. Yes, goals, commitment, and connections are important, but they become meaningless if you cannot find peace. Story 3. I'm in my mid-20s, and from the older individuals I've met, I advise staying away from getting girls pregnant and not being careless with credit cards. Story 4. Crotchety old Generation X individual here. I'm going to share something very few people realize. There's no such thing as being lost in life. There's only where you are, and that's all. What people refer to as being lost in life comes from setting unrealistic goals or comparing themselves to others, which leads to failure and disappointment. I'm not a Taoist or any kind of spiritualist, but there's wisdom in the phrase, just be. So just be. You're going to be fine. Story 5. The advice I received at that age was to find a job that you love. That wasn't great advice for me because I don't love having to do anything. Find a job that you don't hate would have been more appropriate. For me, that means the people I work with, not the job I am doing. I could do any job as long as I am working with good people. So just pick something that you are competent at and find your people. Second, your 20s is the time to take risks. If you have a dream, chase it. Story 6. Low 30s here, and the best advice I can give is this. 1. Direction does not matter. Everything I aimed for I missed, but I kept trying and ended up in a job I enjoy. Learn to be content. Being content is much easier than being happy all the time and feels much better than being depressed and feeling empty. Life is about moments of happiness. Don't miss those moments. They make the sad parts easier. Nobody has a clue what they are doing. We are all figuring it out and mostly using other people's advice, who are also figuring it out. So have more faith in yourself and take more chances. Everything you have done in life is a skill. Identify the skills you excel at and transfer them into a starting position at a job. I managed to turn fixing my own car a few times into a manufacturing job, and then into a maintenance position. In the short time between my late 20s and early 30s, I have doubled my income. I find my quiet life much more enjoyable than my party days. The highs aren't as high, literally and figuratively, but I am happier more consistently than sad. Therapy worked wonders for me when I listened and actively tried the advice. Story 7. Open a brokerage account with a Roth individual retirement account and start buying $20 from each paycheck of an exchange-traded fund. You will have millions in 45 years. Story 8. Even if you are lost, still find time for fitness. Being lost can lead to bad habits, making it harder to get back in shape in your 30s and 40s. Story 9. Take your time, but do not wait for an opportunity to happen. Regardless of how dull or embarrassing you think it is, if it helps you achieve your goal, go for it. Try new things and you may discover something valuable. Remember not to dwell on your past. Everyone has their own pace. Do not feel discouraged by assuming that others are doing better than you. You will get there. Story 10. Honestly, I'm in the same situation, but I would recommend being open to anything and doing what you can. Don't let anything define you or dictate who you should be. Story 11. Don't make the right decision. Make the decision right. Not sure what to pursue as a career? Choose one and commit. Recognize that they are all challenging. You cannot escape it. But the more challenging, the greater the reward. Story 12. Don't feel guilty if you don't know what you want to do with your life. The most interesting people I know didn't know at 22 what they wanted to do. Some of the most intriguing 40-year-olds I know still don't. Make sure to get plenty of calcium. Story 13. Many people are lost in life in their mid to late 20s. It will get better. This may not be the type of answer you want, but my advice is to get real about what you want from life. When I say that, I do not mean you should lower your expectations, forget your dreams, or accept lesser options. To the contrary, getting real means being clear and honest about what makes your aspirations currently out of reach. Whether it is finding a good job, securing a place to live, establishing a good relationship, earning money, starting your own business, or traveling to see the world. Accepting that it will take effort and sacrifice is important, Even if it may seem that some of these things come naturally to others and that it is unfair for you to work harder for something that someone else takes for granted. Reality is often different. Bridging those gaps is entirely feasible, but it is inherently challenging. Story 14. Just wait until you are in your 30s and still feel lost in life. We all experience this. Just hang on, do your best, and enjoy the ride. No one gets out of this alive. Story 15. Don't be surprised when things don't go your way and you feel blindsided. Avoid putting too much pressure on yourself to find a solution. You may have figured out more than you realize. It's unclear how lost you think you are. Story 16. Stop putting so much emphasis on having a great purpose in life. We are here to live our lives, and that is all. We are not here to be the main character in a fictional story. Focus on just living life every day. Enjoy a sunset. Truly savor how good that pizza is. Appreciate the small moments of fortune that exist even on bad days. Story 17. If you are not sure what you want, such as a job, partner, or location, start by figuring out what you do not want and narrow down those criteria. Story 18. Try many different things. You may struggle with most of them, but assuming you're not lacking in intelligence, you will learn from each experience. Soon, you will have a much clearer idea of what you want by discovering what you do not want. Make your bed every day when you get up. No matter how difficult the day becomes, you will have accomplished something. Story 19. Enjoy it. You will make plenty of mistakes. Learn from them and then forget about them. You must start investing sooner rather than later. Don't be late to this opportunity. Also, avoid having children if you are unsure. Story 20. You have a lot of life ahead of you to figure it out. There is no rush. Slow down and enjoy every moment. Realize the beauty of life. You will appreciate life much more and will not feel lost. Story 21. Get the best job for the most money you can find. Start working hard. There is only one thing worse than being young and broke. Being old and broke. Life goes on whether you participate in it or not. You are better off making your own decisions. If you choose not to, life will make them for you. There are many choices in life, and they can have significant consequences. Getting the wrong person pregnant or accidentally seriously injuring someone are defining moments, high impact and important ones. Story 22. Imagine you are elderly and on your deathbed. Your entire life is behind you. That's it. You're done. Now, imagine you have the opportunity to teleport back in time to today. You have the power right now to accomplish the things you want to do. Story 23. Oh my gosh, where do I start? I am 52 years old, so I may not be as wise as some of my fellow Reddit users, but I am certainly older than your age group. Seriously, though, I already knew to listen to my gut instinct from a young age. My Native American grandmother took care of me a lot when I was little. But just in case you haven't been told that or haven't tuned into it, you really need to. We all have that gut feeling, that intuition telling us right from wrong or when something or someone feels off. Listen to that. Whether it's spending time with a friend, going out with someone, driving at night, taking a job, or marrying a person, listen to that inner voice. If your gut feels like something is off, then it is off. I promise you this. Story 24. You have plenty of time. Stay straight and sober. Avoid getting pregnant or impregnating anyone. You're already thinking about the future, so you're ahead of the game. Start considering saving money and planning ahead. You don't need to find a dream job that you absolutely love. That rarely happens. Work hard. Learn. Don't burn bridges. Good luck. Story 25. Be happy. There are people who have life figured out and would trade almost anything to be in their late 20s, 30s, or 40s. Run your race. Story 26. From my own life and witnessing the lives of my family and people around me, it does not get better. Having children to save a relationship is a good way to make life difficult. Your parents do not know what they are doing. Your education can be as much of a hindrance as it is a help in job hunting. Just because someone is related to you does not mean they will not try to take everything of value you have. Every company is after money. Morals are always going to be secondary. They will spend a lot of money internally to convince you that every dollar they take is for a good cause, just to keep you working without improving your quality of life. Story 27. Wear sunscreen. If I could offer you only one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it. The long-term benefits of sunscreen have been proven by scientists, whereas the rest of my advice has no basis more reliable than my own meandering experience. I will dispense this advice now. Enjoy the power and beauty of your youth. You will not understand the power and beauty of your youth until they have faded, but trust me, in 20 years, you'll look back at photos of yourself and recall in a way you can't grasp now how much possibility lay before you and how fabulous you really looked. You are not as unfit as you imagine. Do not worry about the future or worry, but know that worrying is as effective as trying to solve an algebra equation by chewing gum. The real troubles in your life are likely to be things that never crossed your worried mind. They are the kind that blindsides you at 4 p.m. on some idle Tuesday. Do one thing every day that scares you. Do not be reckless with other people's hearts. Do not put up with people who are reckless with yours. Floss. Do not waste your time on jealousy. Sometimes you are ahead, sometimes you are behind. The race is long, and in the end, it is only with yourself. Remember compliments you receive. Forget the insults. If you succeed in doing this, tell me how. Keep your old love letters, throw away your old bank statements. Stretch. Do not feel guilty if you do not know what you want to do with your life. The most interesting people I know did not know at 22 what they wanted to do with their lives. Some of the most interesting 40-year-olds I know still do not. Get plenty of calcium. Be kind to your knees. You will miss them when they are gone. Maybe you will marry, maybe you will not. Maybe you will have children, maybe you will not. Maybe you will divorce at 40. Maybe you will dance on your 75th wedding anniversary. Whatever you do, do not congratulate yourself too much or berate yourself either. Your choices are half chance, and so are everybody else's. Enjoy your body, use it every way you can. Do not be afraid of it or what other people think of it. It is the greatest instrument you will ever own. Dance, even if you have nowhere to do it but your own living room. Read the directions, even if you do not follow them. Do not read beauty magazines. They will only make you feel ugly. Get to know your parents. You never know when they will be gone for good. Be nice to your siblings. They are your best link to your past and the people most likely to stick with you in the future. Story 28. Some people blossom and find their way a bit later than others. Truly consider what you want and then pursue it. Avoid debt. Story 29. Generation X individual here. Most people never find their purpose, but some are fortunate enough to stumble across it. If you are truly interested, consider volunteering. Take a few risks, but avoid anything foolish. The most important thing is to focus on others. Story 30. No matter what, we are all going to die. It may not be tomorrow, next week, or even next month, but it will happen. We live a lifetime that is less than the blink of an eye in all of existence. We are experiencing a finite human existence. We all deserve the chance to pursue the things that make us happy. We all have the opportunity to venture out and discover ourselves beyond the confines of home. Do not be afraid to push the boundaries of what you are passionate about. We are what we choose to be and what we choose to do. If there is not a path toward the destination you wish to reach, create one yourself. Do not give up. Always prevail. Story 31. You may feel lost at various stages of your life, whether in friendships, dating, career, family, or retirement. Focus on what you have and make the most of it. Story 32. I am 35 and struggling with addiction. I just completed 2 weeks of sobriety but stumbled last night with alcohol and crack cocaine. When I am sober, thinking about the future scares me, which is why I sometimes return to substance use. I do not have any advice to share, but I believe we just have to keep moving forward. It is 7:45 a.m. here in England, and I haven't slept yet while writing this. I plan to get some rest and return to work tomorrow. I need to do better than I did today. I feel a bit lost right now, but you are not alone in this. Story 33. I would first ask them to define what they feel being lost in life means, and then inquire why they believe they fit that description. I am reasonably successful, yet I still often consider myself lost in life. Story 34. Life is not something you navigate easily. It's chaotic and ever-changing. You can only learn and grow, hoping the mistakes you make don't destroy you. That is the unfortunate truth of life. Be kind to others. You never know when you will need their support, and I do not mean that in an exploitative way. Never be afraid to ask for help. People are much kinder than the internet may lead you to believe. Whatever you are going through, millions of people have already endured similar challenges. Focus only on today and what you can do to improve your life positively so that later you can reap the rewards. Story 35. As I heard from someone, you are an 8-year-old adult. It is completely fine to feel the way you feel. When you turn 40, the most significant factors that will matter are experiences, connections, and finances. Money can be challenging, so focus on gaining experiences and connections. You must have numerous bad experiences and poor connections. Only then will you understand which ones are beneficial. So try a lot of things. Don't consider them good or bad for now. When you reach 40, you will start to realize what you like and what you don't, and then you can figure things out. Story 36. Stay healthy. Your body's metabolism might start slowing down, and you won't be able to maintain the eating and lifestyle habits you had in your late teens and early 20s. You don't have to be a gym enthusiast or train like an athlete, but just pay a little more attention to what you eat and ensure you get enough exercise, and you won't let yourself go. Keep your mind and body in decent shape, and you'll still have your 30s, 40s, and maybe even 50s to accomplish whatever you want. Story 37. I still don't have it worked out at 42. By my mid-30s, though, I stopped caring about it and just let things fall into place. Of course, I still need to be sensible with spending and saving, and I have a rough plan to navigate through life, but you don't need to have everything worked out. It won't go according to plan anyway. Story 38. You are only lost if you do not know how to get to a location you want to be. Perhaps you simply do not truly want to be wherever that is. Story 39. You will likely find purpose by trying many different things and having new experiences. This process helps rule out the things you do not enjoy, allowing you to discover what you are meant to do or be. However, maintain a broad perspective to stay humble. Given how little space you occupy in this universe and throughout the entire timeline of existence, your life may seem insignificant. Therefore, enjoy your experiences while you can. Story 40. Well, I think the basics are covered: credit cards and condoms. After that, not all who wander are lost. You only get one go-round that I know of, so enjoy yourself. It is a karmic bonus if you can make others happy as well. Story 41. Time is a construct. Don't let your age limit or affect your thinking, dreams, goals, and decision-making. For example, I'm in my late 30s, in the best shape of my life and probably the most well-dressed. Story 42. You don't have a singular purpose. You have multiple options to explore. Any of them are valid. You can try different paths at different times. There is nothing you are required to do. It is all suggestions. Story 43. I am somewhat on the spectrum. I experienced a relationship tragedy at age 28 and a career tragedy at age 46. Without these experiences, I would never have learned about my poor attitude and personality. I would just be aimlessly floating through life in ignorance. They need a hard reboot. Gentle advice will never work unless they are willing to acknowledge their shortcomings and learn from the mistakes of others. Story 44. Tomorrow comes. If you don't like where you are today, do something about it for the sake of tomorrow. But also, don't wait because the tomorrows keep coming. Story 45. Find a form of exercise you enjoy and master it. By doing so, you can ensure a longer life, giving you more time to discover your path. Story 46. At 34 and still feeling lost. Save money for emergencies such as hospitalizations or the death of a loved one. Get insurance. Travel if you can. Additionally, focus on diet and exercise. I've already started taking medication because I neglected those two. Now I feel I can't live fully due to physical limitations. You got this. Story 47. My first reaction was to buckle up because I am 41 and still feel very lost. However, I think it's a mistake to believe you will ever be found. You can plot out the perfect path forward or make the most foolproof plans and still end up nowhere near where you thought you would be. As someone who often gets stuck in, "I can't move until I know where I'm going" mode, the best approach is not to fixate on what could be or what could have been. Know that it's okay to be lost. Just look for small things that capture your attention and bring you joy. They can lead you down unknown paths, and you may find things that make you feel less lost as you wander. Story 48. Gravitate towards the things you truly enjoy, the things that make you feel good, not substances like drugs or alcohol. I mean, the things that resonate with your body. You were born with a natural compass that guides you towards what you are meant to do. It is the things you want to do that nobody has to push you towards, the things that simply feel right. Story 49. People will say that you are young and still have time. You do not. Get your act together and start working towards something. Story 50. Don't be afraid to seek evaluation and treatment if you have depression. I started treatment around your age, and my life changed for the better. Story 51. Feeling lost in life suggests a lack of passion or uncertainty about how to achieve happiness, including the small steps required to get there. Imagine what you want people to say about you when you pass away of old age. Who will be at your funeral? How did these people enter your life? What will they say about you? How can you become the person you aspire to be? Story 52. Regarding work, don't think college is the only way. Learn a trade or skill that is needed and pursue it with the goal of becoming your own boss. Owning a small business is the ultimate goal. Story 53. For the love of God, set up a monthly automatic transfer to an investment account and start buying the lowest fee S&P 500 index fund, which is likely to be Vanguard, depending on your country. If it's $31 per month, equivalent to $1 per day, that's fine, just get it started. Then, don't touch it until you're old. Those who have $30 in disposable income but do not follow this advice will enjoy having nothing in old age, and they cannot complain about it because it is their own choice. Story 54. I didn't truly find myself until my mid-30s, and it took getting sober to achieve that. The moment I quit drinking and using drugs, I almost immediately recognized who I was. Story 55. In your late 20s, it can feel like a strange in-between stage. Do not stress if you haven't figured everything out because nobody really has. Invest in yourself, learn new skills, and stay open to change. Build healthy financial habits now, even if it's just saving a little. Surround yourself with supportive people, not just acquaintances. Mentors can be transformative, and taking care of your mental and physical health is essential. Most importantly, stop comparing yourself to others since your timeline is your own. You are building the foundation, not the final product. Story 56. Don't worry, you are not the only one. I am too. I came across a song called Sunscreen. It is truly meaningful, you should hear it. Story 57. Same. Lost but with some direction now. Finding purpose can be difficult and tedious, but really drifting toward what comforts and fulfills you is where I am trying to head. It is challenging being disabled while trying to make a career out of art, but it is what I love and all I can actually do. Story 58. In my late 20s, I feel like I am just figuring things out. Strike your own path or follow others, but focus on yourself. Do what works for you and stop comparing yourself to others. It's your own journey. You may stumble, but everyone feels behind because no one really shows their doubts and insecurities, and no one knows what they are doing. Story 59. Focus on learning a craft and diversify your skills. Many people struggle because they lack skills and do not have the time, energy, or money to learn something new. Their energy is often directed toward a dead-end job with low pay. Enjoy your weekends or your free time after work. Work is not meant to be fun. Story 60. Do something different. I started college for the first time in my life at 31 this past fall, and I couldn't be happier. I worked as a chef for years, earning a good income, but it made me depressed. Story 61. There is no rush, and I am not trying to sound preachy. Be of service to others and your community. Story 62. The feeling of being lost never really goes away. You just have to find what you want, and it takes effort. A lot is possible if you keep trying. Story 63. Do the things you know you should be doing but are avoiding. Avoid the things you know you shouldn't do and that are bad for you. If you feel lost, examine what you are afraid of, avoiding, uncomfortable with, or non-committal about. Identify the skills you possess that seem difficult to develop further. Often, the answers are right in front of us, but fear, procrastination, or doubt prevent us from recognizing them. Story 64. Growing up is chaotic. You gain numerous hobbies to replace your old ones, or life takes over and you set them aside. Make time to reconnect with the things that shaped your identity. Story 65. Sometimes bad things happen so better things can happen. For example, I was fired from a good high-paying job that I liked. The company was shady, male-dominated, and frequently discriminated against women. I was extremely depressed afterward and felt useless and lost, wondering what to do next. Fast forward 4 years later, and I am about to earn my airframe and power plant certification to become an aircraft mechanic and make double the money. Money isn't everything, but the career field and experience mean everything to me, and I'm happier now. I'm glad I was wrongfully fired. Story 66. Don't chase people. Work on yourself and get chased. You will see who is worth it. I did some chasing, but at the cost of other things. Story 67. Stop feeling lost in life. Figure out where you want to be in 5 to 10 years and start taking steps to get there. I don't mean becoming a wealthy person who invested in cryptocurrency. Whether your future involves a career, a relationship, or something else, stop waiting for opportunities to come to you and take action to make them happen. Hit the gym, learn a new skill, understand how to network and build a career. Start a hobby and find a local group for that interest. Without more context, that's all I have. Essentially, improve your life and take charge. It's time to take responsibility and figure out how to be successful by your mid-30s. Start taking action now. Story 68. You are not lost. You are just young. Live life embracing the idea that you do not control anything or its outcomes. This perspective will bring you peace. Story 69. You aren't lost. There's just nowhere you really need to go. Find a scenic route you enjoy and keep driving it. Story 70. Don't worry about being lost. There is no such thing. Nobody knows their own future. Just keep doing what you believe is right and what is best for you and those around you. Story 71. The best time to do something was yesterday. The second best time is now. It can be easy to get caught up in the sunk cost fallacy with your job, education, or relationships, and change can be scary. However, it is never too late to try something new, switch careers, or learn a new skill, as long as you take action. Story 72. I believe your 20s are the most challenging yet enjoyable time in life. At least that was my experience. Take care of yourself both physically and mentally. Avoid individuals who bring you down and seek out supportive friends. Engage in activities you love. Some skills take a lifetime to master, so begin now. Do not compromise on intimate relationships. Concentrate on self-improvement and remember to have fun. Story 73. If you are feeling lost, stop trying to figure out the path to follow and focus on your direction. What type of life do you want? Family, financial stability, social activities, travel, or a stable career with enjoyable jobs? Determine the life and values that are important to you, then list the possible paths to achieve that life. All you need to do is choose from a few options instead of feeling overwhelmed by endless possibilities. Story 74. Being lost is part of character development. It's essential for figuring things out. Focus on small steps rather than a perfect plan. Try new things, make mistakes, and learn what feels right. It's never too late to start over or change paths. You're not behind, you're simply in progress. Story 75. To figure it out before you are 35 and feel lost in life. Those years between go by faster than all of high school. Story 76. Set goals and work hard towards them. Hard work, determination, and consistency will solve most of your problems when you are young. Focus on finances, health, fitness, and developing a social life, and everything else will fall into place. Story 77. I lived with roommates and we all scraped by, but we had fun. I worked a career-oriented job during the day and waited tables a couple of nights per week. I slowly took risks by applying for better daytime jobs. In truth, I was 33 before I could afford my own place. I paid off my student loans and bought my first small, modest condo at 40. All along, I had good times, met friends, and took social risks. I saved and always maximized the offered 401k plans. I'm 62, still have friends from my early adult days. We still laugh, go to music events, and it has not been a bad life. Story 78. An advice from an older brother is, find God. I mean the one and only true deity. I'm not trying to change you or push you into an unwanted topic. I was in this desperate situation when I was 27 a couple of years ago, alone, poor, and living abroad. Brother, without further ado, here's what you should do, and this is advice for everyone to practice. Pay attention to details and be in a pious state of mind, meaning no substances such as marijuana, alcohol, or pornography. Wake yourself up in the last part of the night, around 3:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hit the shower and put on clean clothes, including underwear. Comb your hair and spray cologne. Alone in your room, sit down on your knees, raise both hands as if begging, and say this: My Lord, who created me and my parents, I bear witness that there is no true God but you, the one, the most merciful to mankind, the most gracious to your worshippers. I humbly ask you to forgive me and my parents, bestow mercy on us, and guide us in the right way. I ask you, my Lord, to show me the right way to worship you and get closer to your grace. Amen. I promise you will see wonders upon performing this. Just don't return to bed afterward. Get coffee or something and start your day early. Best of luck. Story 79. It's not too late to start something new. Society sets these milestones. Get married, have a steady career for the rest of your life, and have children. Don't fall for these expectations. Story 80. It is not too late and you are just getting started. Be patient, continue working on yourself, and good things will come. I am 49 years old, did not get married until I was 30, and did not settle into my current career until I was 35. I am very happy with my situation. My late 20s self would never have believed I would get it together. You will. Just keep working. Story 81. I am a bit late in this conversation, but regarding what I have already read, don't worry too much about what other people think. The majority do not care, and those who say something may not really understand what you are trying to achieve and only make passing comments. I have spent the last 20 years living in countries that are not my own, and I find that people in my context often think I am wrong simply because I am different. That just gives me the freedom to do whatever I want because, no matter what I do, it might be perceived as wrong. I might as well be wrong and happy. Being lost is okay. It means that you acknowledge it, and it gives you a chance to look around for what is good for you. Embrace being lost and see what happens. This is from a 48-year-old who is perpetually lost. Story 82. Feeling lost in your late 20s is more common than you think. You're not behind. You are still learning, growing, and becoming. Take small steps, try new things, and stop comparing. Clarity comes with action, not waiting. Story 83, 30 years old here. I have experienced many ups and downs. Don't wait for anything to happen. You have to go out and make it happen. Take care of your health by establishing a daily routine. Save money and start an individual retirement account if you haven't already. Also, stay sober and focused. Story 84. I started college at 35. The factory where I work paid for it. I was just an operator, and I am now an automation engineer. Story 85. Just an information note. You can be fine when you are younger and actually become lost when you are older. Additionally, some people are always searching for something their entire lives. Story 86. I'm in my 60s, very happily married, and retired. My two recommendations are to floss and save as much as you can in your retirement accounts. Story 87. Choose a path. Carpenter, business administrator, data analyst, electrician. Just choose something. Picking a career is a skill you can develop in 2 to 4 years. Most people grow weary of their jobs, so you might as well get paid well for it. Story 88. Barely out of my 20s but living a good life, here is my advice. Stay out of debt. If that means waiting a month to save up for something or waiting for it to go on sale, then wait. Debt is something I never want to be in other than my mortgage. Stay busy. A simple job to fill your time can do wonders. Don't be afraid to pursue a different line of work, but stay engaged while looking. Stay active. The worst I felt was during times I wasn't active. Can't afford the gym? Walk. Bring some water and explore your city. Take walks often. Take some quiet time for yourself. I'm religious, so that could be time to pray, but many non-religious people find that taking time to relax and breathe deeply can be beneficial. Why do you think smoke breaks are so common, aside from the addictive nature of tobacco? It feels good to take a few minutes and breathe deeply. Additionally, take time to read. I think reading is a form of entertainment that helps grow your mind, unlike television, videos, or social media that can feel detrimental. Libraries are often free, so make use of them. Once you have a solid foundation, find a plan to move forward in a sustainable way. If you find a job you like, ensure it is something you can realistically pursue without spending large amounts on training or schooling. Assess whether your ideas are sustainable for your future. Story 89. Don't worry too much about it. Work enough to afford your life, save some money, and invest wisely. Enjoy your time. Life will happen on its own. You don't need to force anything. Story 90. Don't worry so much. You have time to figure out what you truly love to do. At least find a job, and he's right. Try not to get anyone pregnant. Think about what you want to do. Explore certain things you have thought about, test one of your ideas, and see if you enjoy that idea. It will slowly come to you in due time, but the main thing is to explore job opportunities because what you choose to do might be what you love. Just don't overthink it. Don't stress too much about it. I hope this information, as well as others, helps. Story 91. I am 54 years old, living in a spacious house with 2 wonderful children and a spouse I adore. I have time for hobbies I enjoy and I feel generally happy and secure. I did not truly get my life together until I was about 35. In my 20s, I struggled significantly. I defaulted on a student loan, received financial help from my parents at an age when I should have been independent, and was living in a poorly maintained apartment by my early 30s. Do not burn bridges, keep persevering, and be ready for when you get an opportunity. Catching a few breaks made all the difference for me. It is perfectly fine to start a career in your 30s or later. Everyone's timeline is different. Story 92. Being lost in your late 20s isn't a failure. It's just part of the process. Most people are pretending to be confident anyway. Try things, make mistakes, and adapt. Your 30s will thank you for the lessons you are learning now. Just don't stay stuck doing nothing out of fear. Story 93. Try different things. Hobbies, sports, jobs. You never know what or whom you will connect with until it happens. The more you try, the greater your odds of discovering a passion, a friend, or a lover. Also, make a pact with yourself to learn at least one new thing every year. Story 94. You are discovering what you never want to do again. Once that is complete, the opportunity will present itself. Story 95. Grandma Moses was an artist who only started painting seriously at 78. You have plenty of time. Try new things and see what works. Story 96. Don't worry, you have many years ahead. So don't be bothered by small failures here and there. There will be plenty more. Also, use condoms. Story 97. Just go with the flow. Don't worry too much about where you are or where you think you are supposed to be. Comparison is the thief of joy. So wake up each day and do something that makes you feel fulfilled, regardless of how big or insignificant it may be. Story 98. Try to maintain a good credit score, and do your best not to have any children with someone you are not sure you want to be with forever. If you do not have a college degree yet, I highly recommend taking some courses at a community college and working toward a degree in a field that you think could be manageable. Story 99. I'm 32 now, and I thought my 20s were supposed to be the prime years. However, I realized a few months back that these years are meant for making mistakes and learning from them. Your 30s are when you figure out what you truly want, and according to my mom, your 40s are when you put it all together. Essentially, let your 20s be the time when you accept that mistakes happen and learn from them. Story 100, choose an industry, not just a job. Once you know which industry you want to work in, the job will follow, and you will be happy. Story 101, I am 73 years old. Throughout my 20s, I felt lost. Nowadays, I prefer to say I was retired in my 20s, which is why I am not retired now. I worked various labor jobs during that time. In my 30s, I managed to save enough money to attend community college. With scholarships and loans, I earned my bachelor's degree. The message is to work on yourself in your own time and in your own way, and you will get there. The result will likely be a pleasant surprise. Story 102, you will eventually find your way. Just do not do anything irreversible or threatening to your future. Be smart about your credit and do not use drugs. Story 103. Say yes when you want to say no. Obviously, avoid things that would be harmful, but stop being complacent in the monotony of your everyday life, and you will be amazed at the changes that occur. Whether it's that cute person you see at the coffee shop, a potential job opportunity, or an activity you've never tried, face the discomfort head-on and see what happens. Instead of thinking of all the worst-case scenarios, consider, what's the best that can happen? Is equally valid. Story 104. Your life is still at the beginning, and there's always time to restart if you are not happy with your life. As long as you are financially stable, do not worry about being productive or useful. Focus on maintaining your happiness by any means necessary. Story 105. I didn't reach that point until my late 30s. You have time. Don't rush. That's a good way to feel trapped. Story 106. Try new things, date different people, visit different places, and experience life to its fullest. As you get older, either a career develops, finances change, or children arrive, and life becomes completely different. Not bad, just different. Story 107. Zero in. What are you most passionate about? Focus on that. Do other things as well. Learn about food. You can go anywhere if you can cook and reinvent yourself. But commit to your second choice seriously. Story 108. I am going to be 70 in the near future, and I still do not know what I want to be when I grow up. Story 109. Just do what you want to do, especially if it's just you with no partner, kids, or other family responsibilities. Explore and try different things to get to know yourself. Time flies. Story 110. Tapping into Buddhism and Stoicism has helped me a lot. I read a few books that really changed my mind and life. Story 111. No one will rescue you unless you are a woman, and no one is your friend. Trust no one and expect deceitful traps. Story 112. Never is it too late for anything or anyone you want to be. You can change it or stay as it is. There are no rules for this kind of thing. We can face life positively or negatively. Try your best for your own peace of mind. You shouldn't be anxious about this. Just enjoy the journey. Story 113. Nothing helps you get to know yourself better and understand what you need to be happy quite like therapy. Story 114. It's never too late to join the military and have a completely different experience. That may also open the door to new opportunities, so you never know where you may end up. Story 115. I don't mean to offend you or annoy you, but perhaps you should turn to God. I was lost too. If you're having trouble believing, consider this. A painting cannot be created without a painter, just like God, who is the creator of the universe. Story 116. There is no such thing as being lost in life. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Appreciate and love it for all it is, because that is all you ever get. Story 117. Under this capitalist system, everyone is struggling. If you are a robber baron, you would be the only one enjoying life. Story 118. Search for a psychoanalytic institute and request a referral to begin psychoanalysis as soon as possible. There are low-fee options available, which is the best way to navigate through the confusion. Focus on psychoanalysis or psychoanalytic psychotherapy only. Avoid other therapies. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.